Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Kalinda Linder, clinical psychologist, and welcome to my Resilience Project. So, you may have heard the word, it's quite a buzzword these days. And when you think about the word resilience, what comes to mind? So, for many people, it's about being tough, being strong, pushing through, never falling down. But how about looking at it another way? That resilience isn't about force, but more about flexibility. So, what I mean is that it's not about never breaking. It's actually about knowing how to bend and bounce back when life challenges you. So, think about bamboo in the wind. A very rigid tree might snap in a storm, but bamboo bends and moves back to upright when the storm passes. And for me, that's resilience. Or think about the skyscrapers or the bridges that are deliberately designed to move a little bit when there's a strong wind. You can't feel it, fortunately, but it's there. And as uncomfortable as the thought is to imagine these structures bending with the wind, that's actually what keeps them safe. I also read about buildings in Japan where, because of all the earthquakes, they're being designed to move when the earth tremors. And that's all about not being too rigid. And so that stops the collapse. So the engineers seem to understand resilience from a physics perspective. But how do we build it in ourselves? Well, I've been researching resilience for a long time, and I found three themes in the studies that actually I've also seen in the practice over the last 33 years and in myself when bombs have gone off in my life. So let's talk about them. Number one is awareness. So resilience begins with noticing what's happening inside you. So stress or tension usually shows up first in the body. Tight shoulders, shallow breathing, racing thoughts, tight stomach. And the quicker you catch these signals, the quicker you can reset. We're not like trees, so we need to deliberately be aware and notice. And then, I need to start bending. Right, so that's number one, awareness. Number two, resetting the body. So when stress hits you, your body often reacts before your mind does. Your shoulders are tense, your jaw is clenched, your stomach's in a twist. And since the body is your foundation, you want to be able to get it into the most resilient mode it can be. And one of the quickest ways to do this is what we call dropping your anchor. So let's do that together. So put your feet firmly on the ground. Notice the weight of your body on the seat. Gently close your eyes or just look down. And as you gently inhale and exhale, let your breath slow down naturally. You can breathe in through your nose and out through your nose or your mouth, allowing the exhale to stretch gently. So breathing in and out. If you're very tense, you can even sigh as you breathe out. Now, what this technique does is that it signals to your nervous system, I'm safe right now. And it also brings you back into the present, out of that spiral of what if. So we've had number one, awareness. Number two, grounding. Number three, reframing, and it is to do with your mind. So resilience isn't really about positive thinking. It's actually a lot more about realistic thinking. So instead of spiraling into the one extreme, what if everything goes wrong? Or the other extreme, it'll be fine, let's be realistic. So you could ask yourself, what do I know for sure right now? And this grounds you in facts and not feeling. When there's a storm or the earth is shaking, What do I know for sure right now? Like this is going on and I'm needing to bend and flex with this. So there you go. Those are your facts. Don't get lost in the feeling. So for example, you could notice when your mind says, I can't cope with this, you could then come back with a challenge, and you could challenge that thought by asking, have I faced challenges before? Have I faced storms or earth tremors before? And then you could remind yourself to go back into a resilient mindset. So you can think something like, this is tough, but I've managed tough things before, and I'll take it one step at a time. And you can keep reminding yourself, bend, flex, move. And I think that could be really helpful just to keep in your mind as a mantra when the earth is shaking or you're being buffeted around in a storm. So basically, each time that you shift from helplessness to capability, you're training your brain to see yourself as resilient. And over time, this builds your confidence, not just in surviving challenges, but actually in growing through them. Because each time you've got capability, your esteem grows and you know you can survive the next one. So to take with you a reminder that resilience is not about never struggling, never being in a storm, never feeling the earth move. Resilience is actually about building the skills to recover and keep going, to bend with strength and flexibility and balance. Now, for those of you who like to journal, you might want to do this every few days, or especially when you're going through a stormy time. Write down one recent challenge that you faced, and then ask yourself, what thought made me feel stuck? And what resilient reframe could I use next time? If you found this helpful, please share with someone who could do with a resilience boost today, and join me for the rest of the series. And remember, you don't have to be unbreakable. You just need to be bendable.